Welcome to another ASA ABLOY Academy webinar. Today's webinar is upgrading security with Sargent's new 10X and how it's installed. My name is Russell Corriv and I will be your lead instructor today. This session should last around 40 minutes. And during the session, your lines will be muted. However, you can pose questions as we go along using the question and answer icon at the bottom of the page. And we will save time at the end for your questions. This session is being recorded and will be available within 24 hours for your review. Also within 24 hours, you will receive an email as your proof of attending this webinar that can be submitted to your employer or one of the industry association partners such as DHI or LOA for industry CEUs in lieu of a certificate of completion for these short trainings. In addition, ASA ABLOY Academy has over 50 online courses that are all available at no cost. To get started, simply join ASA ABLOY Academy and learn at your own pace. Okay. With ASA ABLOY, safety always comes first, so always use the proper gear for the proper job you're doing. The Sargent 10X is ANSI BHMA Grade 1. It has the strength and the security for high traffic openings and is designed with options to complement any decor. Manufactured with the highest quality materials to provide durability, strength, and reliability. It is also available in a vast array of finishes with a variety of decorative levers, so you don't have to sacrifice style for strength. Maximum strength and durability. The 10X has a 10-year limited warranty. While just making a quick reference, while the 10-line lock only has a 7-year warranty. So this gives you 3 additional years over the 10-line lock. Both locks do not require any maintenance to maintain the warranty. The 10X is UL listed to the United States and Canada for safety for fire rated safety for up to 3 hours on a 4-foot by 10-foot opening. The 10X meets NFP 80 positive pressure test per ANSI UL 10C. It also meets life safety and property protection for positive pressure fire test. All levers conform to ADA clear opening width requirements according to ANSI A117.1. All levers with returns comply with California reference code requiring all levers to return within a 1/2 inch of the door width. And the 10X has been tested and passed. The 10X has been tested and passed as a component for the total door openings to meet windstorm and hurricane rated codes. Next, we're going to take a quick look at some of the different tests the 10X went through.
These locks pass the rigorous torque test and withstand over 3,100 inch-pounds of torque when rotating the lever before it breaks. That's like a full-grown male grizzly bear turning the lever while holding a baby elephant. And it still lets people get out of the room.
Next is the lever pull test.
The levers on these locks can withstand a minimum 1,600 pounds of pull force, meaning you'd have to hook it up to a brand new SUV in order to pull it off the door. Talk about tamper-proof.
Next is the warp door latch bind test.
Plus, the lever can even operate if there's massive weight pushing against it. Imagine 2 giant sumo wrestlers pushing on the exterior of a classroom door. Tom or even a child could still operate the door and exit.
And lastly is the vertical impact test.
And if anyone ever tried to break the lock, it would take more than 100 strong blows in order to break it. Now that's a tough door lock.
Next, we're going to examine some of the 10X mechanical enhancements over the 10-line lock. The 10X comes standard with rigid levers when locked. It is also available with lever release freewheeling trim as an anti-vandal feature, which means the lever rotates but does not retract the latch bolt when it is in the locked position, but the 10X is standard rigid locked levers. The 10-line lever extends approximately 1/4 of an inch further off the face of the door than the 10-line lock did. The extended lever of the 10X allows this one lock body to be used for all cylinders, including other for all cylinder types, including other manufacturers' cylinders. Also, the 10X lever encompasses the tube assembly more completely with thicker material for additional strength and durability. The 10X and the 10-line lock, they do use the same cylinder, and since the same cylinder is used, it makes it very easy to upgrade from an existing 10-line lock to the 10X lock. All you'll need is the new tailpiece and spacer. The length of the 10X tailpiece will ensure that the tailpiece is always engaged for various door thicknesses. So you don't need different tailpieces for the different door thicknesses. The 10X lock body can be used for conventional, large format interchangeable cores or small format interchangeable cores. In addition, the only additional item would be the corresponding lever for the type of cylinder you're using. The 10X can also be used with other manufacturers' cylinders, such as Schlage, Corbin Russwin, and Yale in various formats. Just be sure to order the lock with a particular cylinder you're going to be using it with. So they do have quick codes that will specify what type of cylinder you're going to be using with, and then the lever will accept the cylinder without any problems at all. The levers are also available individually to make it very easy to switch from one manufacturer's cylinders to another manufacturer's cylinders, or to switch between the various types of cylinders. To change the cylinder, all you need to do is remove the outside lever and install the new lever and cylinder. The lock body does not need to be uninstalled. Taking a look at how well the 10X lock is engaged into the tube assembly, the 10X lock engages the tube assembly in 4 different locations. There's 3 projected tabs within the lever that engage the slots within the tube assembly, and you have a 4th projected tab on the tube assembly, which engages the slot in the lever. So it creates a lot more strength, a lot more engagement points, so it can take a lot of force and a lot of abuse. One of the very nice features with the 10X lock is that the outside tube assembly is one continuous piece of steel engaging the retractor assembly, which is also in steel, ensuring long life, durability, and security. So it's one continuous piece of steel. The 10X outside tube assembly, which contains the lever support springs and the retractor assembly, are 2 separate components, as you can see here. So you have 2 separate components. The retractor assembly has 2 projected tabs, while the tube assembly, which is also steel, has slots to receive these tabs, in addition to the through-bolt pulse securing the lock to the door. So you have a very strong connection between the lock body, the tube assembly, and the retractor assembly to make sure it always retracts the latch bolt and always allows free egress. The 10X retractor housing is also made out of steel, reinforced with a zinc casting, which is then encircled with another steel housing, so it keeps the whole thing together. So even when excessive force is being applied to the outside lever, it's not going to spread apart and break like cheaper models will. This is a very strong design. The 10X latch bolt is stainless steel for strength and durability. The latch bolt, if you think about it, the latch bolt is the only thing securing the door closed. The 10 line and the 10X both use the same latch bolt. But always remember, even though they're using the same latch bolt, always change the latch bolt when upgrading. So if you're changing from the 10 line to the 10X, always take the effort and put in the new latch bolt, because it does wear over time. Long time, but it does wear over time. The 10X lock, with the 10X lock, the push and turn button is the same diameter as the cylinder plugs, which makes the levers interchangeable because the levers for the push buttons and the cylinders are identical. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is with the 10-line lock, they were 2 different sizes. So you had a lever for the inside and the push button, and you had a lever for the cylinder. With the 10X, it's the same lever for the inside or outside, simplifying the whole installation and giving you more versatility. This is one thing you need to be aware of. The 10X roses are slightly larger than the 10-line roses by approximately 12 thousandths. 12 thousandths isn't really enough to be noticed, so engineering made it easy to identify the roses. The 10X has 1 screwdriver notch, while the 10-line rose has 2 notches. So the 10X has 1 screwdriver notch, while the 10-line roses have 2 notches. So you're looking for a single one for the 10X. With the 10X design, the inside rose assembly encompasses the mating shape of the lock body assembly to securely hold the retractor assembly and the rose assembly together once it's through bolted. As you can see here, the blue shape on the left-hand side is the same for both of these. So when they're in location, it engages it, holding the whole thing together much more firmly. As the lever is rotated, the slots on the inside tube assembly engage the steel tabs of the retractor assembly, and the latch bolt will retract, allowing the door to be open. So you have steel and steel, and that's what I'm pointing out. A lot of manufacturers will use zinc or a cheaper material than steel. The steel makes it very strong and durable. The 10X also has tabs on the inside rows. These tabs align the lock body and prevent rotation even on 2-inch thick doors. And these tabs actually simplify the installation. As you slide together, they line up perfectly to make sure that everything is lined up just as you want it to be. The 10X also has steel-on-steel rotational stops built into the rose assembly, which prevent over-rotation of an unlocked lever. As you can see here, as it's rotated, it has steel-on-steel stops. So if someone tries to over-rotate the lever after the lever is retracted or after the latch bolt is retracted, it has steel-on-steel stops, making it very durable. Another new feature for the 10X lock is the adjustable push button of the 10X. It makes it easy to adjust the push button for a 2-inch thick door. The standard position will be in the front position for a 1 3/4-inch thick door, but can easily be adjusted by using the button on the side of the assembly to adjust it for a 2-inch thick door. With other manufacturers, the locks must be uninstalled to adjust the push button, not for the 10X lock. Also, this is another new item. If you're familiar with Sargent, normally to get the full-size 4 7/8 strike, you would have to specify a 28-. The standard strike for the 10X lock is going to be the 4 7/8 ANSI strike, also known as an ANSI 808 strike, 808 curve lip strike. Okay, if you're looking for the small T strike, you need to specify 29-, but you no longer have to specify 28- for the 10X. Keep in mind though, if you are ordering a 10-line lock, you still have to specify 28- for the 4 7/8 strike. Another nice advantage with the 10X lock, it only takes 45 degrees of rotation to retract the latch bolt completely. The B, the L, and the P levers are non-handed for efficient warehousing and ease of installation. The L and the P levers meet codes requiring the lever return within a 1/2 inch of the door face. And this is a requirement in California, as we mentioned earlier. And with the 10X, there are 2 roses available. The G and the L roses are both available. These are 4 new levers which will be available soon for the 10X lock. So they're new, fancier designs, and these will soon be available for the 10X lock. I'm sure you'll see the announcements for them. These are the finishes available for the 10X lock. So we do offer a wide variety of finishes, including all the standard hardware finishes, plus black suede powder coat and white suede powder coat. This is a new finish that we're going to be offering in the near future. We do not offer it yet, but it's CuVerro Shield. This will soon be available on the 10X lock. It's an antimicrobial copper-based layering that kills more than 99% of the bacteria on hard surfaces within 2 hours. This breakthrough solution from Aries Technology is also applied during the manufacturing process and lasts the lifetime of the product without chipping or wearing off. So this is a new antimicrobial finish that we'll be offering soon, but it's not quite available yet. Next, we're going to take a quick review of the 10X layout in the catalog. So this is the 10X catalog. The way they lay out the functions is this here. So the 10X is available with 26 different functions. In the catalog, the functions are listed based on the number of cylinders required by that function. The catalog lays out each function as shown on the right, and the first item listed will be the function number and the function name. So the first thing you see here, it's an 04 function, which is a storeroom lock or a closet lock. Okay. Next, we have the lock series and the functions are specified. Okay, so between the 10X and the function number, Sargent always specifies either a G or a U. If there is a G there, that means it has a guarded latch. And if there is a U there, it means it has an unguarded latch. Whether the latch bolt is guarded or not is determined by the lock's function. Passage and privacy functions are usually the only two functions that are not guarded. Okay, and a guarded latch, when the door is in the closed position, this little half diameter here is held in by the strike, so the latch bolt cannot be pushed in. That's a guarded latch. Okay. Next, we have a visual representation of the lock function. The image shows the key bow to represent a cylinder and its location, and if required by the function. And the shaded lever indicates that the lever is always rigid when locked. Okay. And next, we have the ANSI designation, which is very useful for cross-referencing functions between various manufacturers. Since most manufacturers list the ANSI BHMA designation in addition to their own function numbers. This is the Sargent storeroom lock. It's designated storeroom lock designation, and it's designated in the ANSI function as an F86. And here's a look at the Schlage storeroom lock, which is also designated as an F86. So this makes it very easy to cross-reference between various manufacturers. Keep in mind, if you had to read the descriptions by each manufacturer, it could be very hard to tell if they operate the same way. But by matching up the F numbers or the ANSI BHMA numbers, you should have the function should operate the exact same if they have the same F number. Okay. And lastly is how the function operates, including details on whether it has deadlocking latch or a guarding latch, and a description of how the latch bolt is retracted and how the key operates, or how the keys operate. So it just explains how the lock works. As we mentioned previously, a U between the series and the function number designates that the latch is unguarded or it's not guarded. These are three non-guarded latching functions available with the 10X lock. A U also designates when the function has no latch bolt at all. The 10X lock is also available as pulls. Where are the pulls? There they are. So as you can see here, these are just pulls that would be also 10X locks, but these have no latch bolt at all. So these are also going to be designated with a U opposed to a G because there is no latch at all. Okay. The 10X electrified lock is not quite available yet. Soon we're going to have the 10X lock with the EcoFlex technology built into it. But at this point, it is not available as of yet. So if you need an electromechanical lock, you will be supplied with the standard 10-line lock, which has a solenoid operated fail-safe or fail-secure product. And you will specify fail-safe or fail-secure and whether you want it 12 or 24 volts. The 10-line is also available with a request exit switch if desired. Okay, with Sargent, any variation to the standard 10X lock, other than the function and the finish, is going to be specified as an option. An option is always located at the beginning of the ordering string, and multiple options can be specified on a single product. Now we're going to take a look at the different options available for the 10X lock. The back set is the distance from the center line of the bevel to the center line of the 2 1/8 inch diameter. The standard back set for commercial cylindrical locks is 2 3/4 inches and does not need to be designated at all. 20- specifies a 2 3/8 inch back set, which is standard for residential interior doors. A 23- specifies a 3 3/4 inch back set, which moves the lever further away from the frame, and that's specified as a 23-. You can also get a 5-inch back set by specifying, or a 5-inch back set by specifying 25-. When it comes to commercial door thicknesses, 1 3/4 inches is the standard door thickness and does not have to be designated. But if you're going to be installing the 10X lock on a thinner door, then you need to specify a 1 in the beginning of the ordering string to specify that it's going to be installed on a 1 3/8 inch thick door, which is a residential door thickness. Adapter plates will be used to compensate for the thinner doors. For doors thicker than 2 inches, you want to specify 31- and the actual door thickness of the door to make sure we give you the correct through bolt screws. If a 2 3/4 inch T-slot or a T-strike is going to be used, specify 29- to receive this strike right here. If security fasteners are needed, they're also available. Specify 36- for spanner head screws and specify 36- for 6-lobe security head screws. I apologize for that. 6-lobe security head screws, and 37- will be for the spanner head screws. If you're not aware of this, the standard latch throw for a grade 1 cylindrical lock is a 1/2 inch. If a 3/4 inch latch bolt throw is required, a 3/4 inch latch bolt throw is required for use on pairs of fire rated doors, and this is specified as a 41-. If the 10X is going to be used in an area with high levels of radiation, okay, let's go back for a second. So 3/4 inch latch bolt throw, if you need that, and which is required on pairs of fire rated doors with a cylindrical lock, you need to specify 41-. And the 10X, if it's ever going to be used in an area with high amounts of radiation, it is also available lead lined, and you would specify lead lined as a 74-. The 10X lock is also available with tactile warnings on the levers. The first two options are mill slots on the inside of the levers, and the second option is an abrasive coating over the entire lever. The option specifies whether you want the tactile warning on the inside lever, on the outside lever, and which type of tactile warning you want. All right, just so you know, there are no codes out there that specify tactile warning as a requirement. So even though this is a nice to have to give as a warning that there could be something dangerous on the other side of the door, there are no requirements or no codes out there that specify this as a requirement. Okay, so those are the mill slots on the back of the lever, on the inside of the levers, and this is the abrasive coating that covers the entire lever handle. We mentioned it previously for the 10X. 10X is standard with a rigid lever, but if you would like the freewheeling anti-vandal trim, that's specified as an FW. If a protective finish is desired, specify SG from MicroShield on satin nickel and satin chrome finishes. And if you're looking for clear powder coat, that is available on a satin chrome finish, which is 26D. If a request to exit switch is needed, once again, that's specified as an RX. And unfortunately, you will be getting the 10X lock, as I mentioned a moment ago. And if you're looking for a wrought box strike, which goes behind the strike, you're going to specify WS for a wrought box strike. WBS for a wrought box strike. Now I'm going to take a quick look at the cylinders available with the 10X lock. All Sargent locks and exit devices are supplied with cylinders unless otherwise specified. The cylinders supplied will be 6-pin and will be supplied with 2 nickel silver change keys. The cylinders will be furnished with either satin brass or satin nickel to match the finish of the hardware. And the cylinders will be supplied keyed random if specified. They'll be supplied as keyed random unless specified 1-bitted or master keyed. So we can also master key the entire key system for you. Okay, so they'll be supplied random unless specified 1-bitted or master keyed. If you're looking for Sargent's large format interchangeable cores, they are also available for the 10X. Large format interchangeable cores are available master keyed and grandmaster keyed. In case you were not aware, large format interchangeable cores can be included into conventional keyed cylinders operated by the same master keys and the change keys as the interchangeable cores. So you can combine conventional cylinders and large format interchangeable cores. If ordered 1-bitted, the cylinders will be supplied with 2 blank keys, pins, and springs in chambers 3 and 4 only. HA will be the standard keyway supplied unless otherwise specified. And permanent large format interchangeable cores will be supplied with the hardware unless otherwise specified. Okay, about that. Okay, so they'll be supplied with the hardware unless otherwise specified. Sargent is also available with small format interchangeable cores, and that's the universal design that was originally developed by the Best company, the Best lock company. Small format interchangeable cores are available, master keyed and grandmaster keyed also. Sargent's 7300 series interchangeable cores are available with Sargent's 4A and 4B keyways, as well as the following competitor keyways. And these keyways listed here are Best keyways. So you can incorporate our small format interchangeable cores into your Best existing facility without any issues. As it says here, Sargent will extend the key system after receiving the existing bidding from any end user. So if you want to expand an existing Best system, as long as you give us the bidding list, we can expand on that system for you. New key systems are available as either A4 or either 4A or 4B. 4A system is a two-step system and will be supplied standard for all new key systems. Another type of cylinder that we offer is the signature key system. This consists of a 6-pin cylinder with two added blocking bars with shear lines that work in conjunction with the 6 factory loaded side pins, which you see right here. These are the 6 factory loaded side pins. The side pin depth and locations vary and only work with the corresponding dimpled key. The blocking bars prohibit non-signature keys from being inserted into the signature cylinders. These pins are factory installed and do not need to be serviced. Signature keys can operate non-signature cylinders. So a signature can easily be blended into most existing key systems while allowing the end user to use one master key to open both signature and non-signature cylinders, which meaning it's backwards compatible. The signature key system is also available as a large format interchangeable core cylinders. The protected key of the signature series provides additional control over unauthorized duplication, while the cylinder's unique design resists attempts at manipulation. And the large format interchangeable cores offer the convenience of changing over the cores without disassembling the lock, so you can change over very quickly. The next key system we're looking at is the XC key system. The XC key system is specially designed with a patent-protected keyway, which operates XC or conventional key systems all with one key system. 6-pin is standard and is complemented by an independent XC locking slide bar activated only by the XC key here. So as you can see here, this pin engages the housing here, and only when you put in the right key with the mill slot here will this allow it to go in to be able to rotate it. This is available with Sargent standard keyways L and R only. The XC keys can be cut to operate conventional cylinders also. The XC key system is available as a patented large format interchangeable core that can be mastered and grandmaster keyed. It's a 6-pin only. One bidded supplied with 2 blank keys. Pins and springs will be in chambers 3 and 4. The permanent cores supplied with the hardware unless otherwise specified. And once again, this is only available with the L and R keyways. Continuing on. The XC key system with a special locking mechanism is also available as a small format interchangeable core, but it's only available as a 7-pin. So you can't get it as a 6-pin system, only available as a 7-pin. Sargent's XC small format interchangeable cores are available with Sargent's 4A and 4B keyways. 4A will be supplied standard on new key systems. Existing Sargent board locks require new tailpieces to accept the XC small format interchangeable cores. This is a very unique key system. Keso F1 is a factory controlled key system. The system offers a building's owner full control over duplication of the keys. These cylinders are highly pick resistant and have expanded master keying capabilities. And they are backwards compatible with existing Keso key systems. This key offers 12 sets of pins coming in from 3 different directions, which is pretty amazing. So you have pins coming in from 3 different directions, hitting the edge of the key and both sides of the key at the same time. So it makes it very, very difficult to pick. And these cannot be copied because you need a special key machine to reproduce these keys. As you can see, it's very different looking. And our latest key system is Degree. The Degree key system provides 3 levels of security. So we have 3 levels of security that can all be operated by 1 key. All Degree cylinders are ANSI BHMA grade 1. All Degree cylinders have a patented keyway. DG2 and DG3, which are the higher 2-level cylinders, have patented sidebar locking and angled bottom pins. So they have angled bottom pins, and they have an additional locking bar on the side here. And DG3 cylinders are UL437, which is the standard for being drill and pick resistant, and that's DG3, which is the highest level. The Degree key system allows 1 key to operate all 3 levels of security, enhancing key control and simplifying administrative procedures. The key blanks are controlled and only available through authorized Sargent distributors, and it's also available with Sargent's large format interchangeable cores. Okay, so taking a quick look at how the product would be ordered. To order Sargent's 10X, the first thing in the order string would be specifying how many do you want. So what's the quantity desired would be the first thing that you would specify. Next are the options. Keep in mind an option is any variation to the standard product, such as a 5-inch backset or a high security cylinder. Next, we're going to do the series, which is a 10X, followed by a G or U, depending on the function of the lock, which defines the type of latch bolt, followed by the Sargent function number. And lastly, we have the rose and the lever, followed by the hand and the finish. Okay. Next, we're going to take a quick look, and this is going to end our presentation, at how do you install the 10X lock. The 10X lock is very easy to install, and it's actually much easier to install than the 10-line lock. Let's take a look. Install the latch bolt. Be sure that the bevel of the latch bolt always matches the bevel of the door. Secure with the 2 screws supplied. If Sargent is master keying the locks for you, the cylinders will be pre-installed. First, you're installing the outside assembly. Verify that the lock body has engaged the latch bolt in these 4 locations. Now install the inside sleeve assembly and secure with the 2 through bolt screws supplied. Once the screws are tight, install the inside rows. Make sure the notches are at the 3 and 9 o'clock positions and snap into place. Slide the inside lever on and make sure you hear it engage the lever catch. And that brings us to the end of our presentation. I'd like to thank you very much for your time and consideration. I really appreciate you taking the time out to hang out with me for the past 40 minutes, and I hope everyone has a great day.